Good morning, everyone. Hello, good morning, Internet. Welcome to Nothing to See Here. I didn't feel much like watching YouTube this morning, so instead I decided to just say good morning to everybody. Today is Wednesday, I think. No, Tuesday. Yeah, I think it is Tuesday, and it is January 31st. So, the first month of 2023 has already flown by, which is nothing unusual when you start aging. One thing I told my daughter yesterday, whom is 10 years young, is that a lot of when people are young, they tend to have a tendency to think that they're going to be young forever. And I told her that that's far from the truth. The exception may be like old souls, if there's such a thing. I don't know. Some people say, "Oh, I'm an old soul. I should have been born in the 20s or something." But yeah, I told her that. And then another thing that I talked about yesterday, just in general, I was talking to somebody, was about something that I've had an issue with my whole life, and that's emotional intelligence. So in other words, when you feel a certain way, how to, well, from what I understand, like how to express it in a healthy way, where you're not being maybe rude to people or mean or even physically hurting them, but instead you express how you feel, maybe either with words or talk to somebody who you can trust and will have good advice to give you. Because, and I so wish my daughter would learn how to speak Spanish, because there's so much you could learn. There's a saying that I was taught, and it says, "El que oye consejos llega a viejo," and essentially that makes perfect sense. The person who listens to advice reaches to an age that is ripe. Hey, I kind of translated it to English and it rhymed. There. So yeah, a person who listens to advice tends to reach an age that is ripe. Wait. Ripe is when it's just, I forget it's ripe is when it's just just became good. Well, ripe old age, I don't know, something like that. Anyways, I just want to say good morning to everybody out there. I'm gonna make this quick, and I'm gonna try to make it what's the word? Coherent, so that you're able to understand what I say. Since I cannot afford to do like a Skillshare class to learn how to. And either way, even if I did do one of those classes, I'm limited to an iPhone 13 mini. So everything that I do as far as editing, or if I want to add graphics or even captions, I gotta try to learn. If the 13 mini is not capable of doing those things, then I'm stuck. I don't own a MacBook, which I would imagine that the iOS, everything that like all the programs built for it are compatible the best with uh, like a MacBook Pro or any type of MacBook, or even a Macintosh desktop, because which would probably be better for editing, because you, you don't want something to take along with you. If I would think you want something to be like a workstation. And so yeah, so that's something that I could think about, and I just mentioned it now, so that's good. Maybe something that I can rewatch my video. I think I haven't had any. I don't have. I haven't had any views lately, so maybe I'll start watching them to see if I can learn something for myself about, you know, what I, how I've changed from yesterday to today. Because like I said, we all grow just a little bit every day, and me personally, I've set some personal goals for myself. They've been doing okay, but which to me that's just fine. I heard a saying that says, try not to tend to set your goals way too high or at an expectation that's unrealistic, because then when you don't reach it, you're gonna get discouraged and you're not gonna want to try again. So I think for me it's better to start with smaller goals, and then work my way up from there. To try to make bigger things happen. When the time is right. Um, and yeah, just a lot more other things in my life which I really don't want to discuss. Not that I don't want to discuss it, but I don't want to bore you guys with it. A lot of it I already talked about in videos prior. Uh, Most of the same problems persist, but you move on, you push on, you try to do the best that you can. At least in my opinion, everybody's got the right to their own, which is something I've always mentioned too. And let me go ahead and stop this video because I wanted it right now. It's like 05, let's just say 45 hours, give or take. It's almost 0600 hours. And at 0700 hours, which is the time that I have in my calendar to remind me to water the trees, I want to be able to water them today on time. And I just wanted to show that to you guys. So, because if anything, that's one of the few things of the channel that is semi-interesting. It's watching nature, which is amazing. That's why I try to include the sun, not just to have star power, but because the sun, even though it's approximately 150 million kilometers away from us, it's just as big in the night sky. I mean, it's just as big in the sky as the moon is to us. And the moon is only what, like 300,000 miles away or something? I don't know. The moon, I'm not 100% sure. And if you ever want to know how far away the sun is, just remember that Wu-Tang Clan song, 93 million miles away, came one to save away. No, wait, 93 million miles came one to save something. They mention it like that. Of course, they measure it in imperial units, but that's, once you start learning about that, it's easy to, well, I'm not so sure. For me, the metric system is a little bit easier. It goes in units of tens, and it's just easier because I essentially I understand what a meter is. So 1,000 meters just makes more sense to me. Right now I'm looking at the night sky to see if I can see the moon anywhere, but I do not. So let me go ahead and show you guys an image of what the sky looks like. We got a couple clouds up over there. That's heading towards, that's the northeast that I'm looking at. Let's see, more clouds over there towards the northwest. You can see the street lights, which is considered light pollution. That's the reason we barely see any stars at night. Heading to the west, You have more light pollution over there down at the end. We have light pollution everywhere, but that's because it's essential. Because people, there's our avocado tree at nighttime. In case you ever wonder what it looks like when there's no light outside, except for the artificial light which us humans have created. And those are the palm trees in the front. You can see them. That's how tall they are. You can see them from back here. Those palm trees, Mom actually planted those as soon as she moved into. I, if not as soon as she moved into, it was after she got the driveway done. Because when we moved here, the driveway was not put up. And then that light right there that you see from the ceiling fan, that's the light that I was using to so that you guys would be able to see me. So yeah, that's my lighting. My lighting is the light from the ceiling fan. Alright, well, I hope everybody has a wonderful and beautiful Tuesday. I hope that today is better than yesterday. And I hope that you're able to learn something that will help you grow and change for the better, so that you become better, so that you can become a better person. And remember, everybody, be kind to one another and just try your best at everything. Alright, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. Have a wonderful day.